Right, we're back again. This is the second live stream today on the 25th of July 2024. This is coming from Dbug Productions, and the account is called Dbug Tech. We were just connecting accounts on the Dbug network. We'll bring up the controls here. What happens if I do that? Changes the details. We're having a lot of dropped frames. You see 676 CPU. It's very heavy, isn't it? Now, one of the problems is this, another streaming service. So let's stop that. What else have we got running on this computer? Some browsers, 4 browsers, which we need to show you what we want to show you. So I think the audio will be alright, but some of the picture will just freeze and you'll see me talking about things that aren't actually happening on the screen. That's a bummer, isn't it? Anyway, down here you can see we're signed into Dbug Tech and we are streaming. So if I go to the channel it's streaming to, which is YouTube at Dbug Tech. You should see this coming. So it's the second stream of the day. If we go to channel content, which you get to by clicking on here on the right, because I'm on a desktop, and you go to your channel, studio, I can't remember how you get here anyway. So this is not actually here yet, but it is visible. Shall we have a look at it? There's a delay in what I say and how it comes out on the stream because of the way that it's set up. I can like it, I can share it, and put it in the notes. So this one is called for today. Because I'm on a desktop and you go to channel, studio. If I go back to the controls, this is not actually here yet, but it is visible. Check the settings. I don't think you can change the settings while you're actually on air. There's a delay in what I say and how it comes out on the stream because of the time when it's set up. I can like it. Share it, you go to settings. Maybe you can't even go to settings when it's on there. We'll put it in the notes. If you go to the studio mode, that's for today. Because I'm on a desktop, and you go to channel, studio. If I go back to the controls, this is not actually here yet, but it is visible. Check the settings. I don't think you can change the settings while you actually. It doesn't matter. Let's just get ahead and do what we were going to do. So go back to delay, channel, we'll go to the last stream, and we like that. Copy that. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to post these on a blog, so in a moment assuming that you can hear what I'm saying even if you can't see it. Well, we can close this browser then. To the first live stream from cut down on usage of the CPU. In this browser, we close everything. This is what we were doing before, so let's close that. Let's close that. This is the Google Sites. This belongs to Dbug Productions. Dbug Productions, there, you see, like that. And then the shortened form of that is Dbug Pro. So we have a Gmail account, dbugpro@gmail.com, but we also have a mail.com account. Anyway, this is the Google Sites debug network, from which the other sites can be reached. And we also have one here called Bugbase, but the debug network is the way to get back to the trunk of the tree and then find the other ones. Now, in WordPress here we have Dbug Productions WordPress. This is registered now because we changed it yesterday, I think, to debugproductions@gmail.com. If we go to my home, you'll see that this account manages 2 domains. This is not behaving the way I thought it would. I thought there were 2 domains here. Here, I found it anyway. Not the way I was expecting to find it. But anyway, here we are, Dbug Tech Blog. Now if we go to users here, add a new user. Users, add new user. Because it's called Dbug Tech, it would make sense for the user Dbug Tech to be able to have a role as a administrator. That gives the account full rights. debug.tech@mail.com. This user is a contractor, freelancer, consultant, or agency. Well, I think so, yeah. What does the information say?
Eric Westbrook's birthday.
Ah, Eric's birthday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah.
57.
No, this 57, yeah, this is part of my organisation, so don't check that. Okay, send invitation. Good. Now in this account, this is a Google browser, but it's already signed into this Dbug Tech. You should see here in the email inbox that invitation arrive. accept that invitation. What's going on here now? Ah, settings did open up. Okay, so we wanted to check that the audio is coming through from this USB audio device. Yeah. And that we want to check how many frames we're dropping at the moment. Tell us that. Can we change to studio mode? It's easier to see what's happening if we can. And where's the live chat as well? I don't know. Right, I'll go back to what I was doing on the browsers. I accepted the invitation and it's taking me to WordPress. It's my cousin Eric's birthday tomorrow, so sign up. Already have an account. dbug.tech@mail.com, and because I'm streaming I'm not going to show any of the passwords. Right, check your mail, we've sent a login link. Must be this one. I don't know why everything's so slow. I haven't got that much stuff running on this computer. You still won't let me go to studio mode. Says we've been running for 8 minutes. There's a link you requested from WordPress. Log in now. Let's remind ourselves of what we're trying to do. We've got this information of these two streams today. The second one is still current, and we want to put this, we want to embed these YouTube links into a blog post on this blog, but we want to use the account Dbug Tech to do it. So we need to get Dbug Tech connected. So we accepted the invitation for Dbug Tech to become an administrator of this book. Right. You didn't get the email, you might want to double check or reset your password. I don't want to reset the password, you see. I'm not very keen on that idea. it's pretty clear what I'm trying to do. Of course, I could just post these using this one pending invite. I could just post them using this account, Dbug Pro, Dbug Productions. Surprised it's so difficult to log in. Yeah. That's it. That'll be right now. I don't want to change the password because then I'll lose track of what it is. At the moment, I know what it is, but I'm not saying. Okay, good. We're in now. Site, no results. So let's go back to the invitation email. It shouldn't have expired. Dbug Pro invited you to administer this blog. Join. Success. Got it. Now we go to posts. Posts, yep. There are 3 posts. Setting up our live stream. Welcome to Bug World. We had a new post and we call it Connecting Various Accounts. This is a link, so we can just click on the link button there. If you wanted to check that, you could look at it there, you see. So you click on the link and then this comes up and you click on the edit sign there. Now, it's quite nice to put some spaces in, to scroll down here to get the space. links. So we just actually, you want to embed them, okay, so, I mean you can just paste it actually, just be fine. Huh? No, hasn't worked. Okay, that seemed to work for me last time, so we'll find the embed widget, embeds, embed YouTube. Let's publish it anyway. Well, actually, hang on, cancel that. Before you publish it, go to the post here, go to the categories, and you can introduce whatever you like. Oh, this is a live stream post. Okay, publish. And then up here, or down here, you should view post. A bit confused about how that embed widget worked there. But apart from tweaking it, that's what we were trying to do, so we'll leave that now, and what we'll do is have a look at this, because I only made this Dbug Tech account on GitHub, I think it was yesterday, and I can sign in. It's got the username, email address and the password, so there's nothing wrong with me signing in, that's straightforward. And I'm in. Now we used this earlier in the last stream, where we had an organization which was, this account was the owner of an organization, and we introduced 2 other members to the organization. Then we went into one of those accounts and we deleted this one, so this account is no longer a member of that organization. It was all very early days, but one of the problems that you may have noticed when we were working before is that GitHub now requires you to set up 2FA for your login. 2FA stands for two-factor authentication. So if I go to password and authentication here, there'll be an alert at the top. No? Okay, there isn't. But there will be. At some point they will say, we require you to do the two-factor. Here, two-factor authentication is not enabled. So click on that. Before you do this, it's probably a good idea to have installed, we're in a Chrome browser, so in the Chrome browser, go to extensions and visit the Chrome web store and type in 2FA, and then you'll find a number of ones, but this is the one at the top, seems to work fine. Now when you click on that, so that was there, use the free version, and when we're ready we'll grab the QR code. So first of all they want to verify this account. My number. Send authentication code. This is a problem, isn't it? Well, no, I've got distracted. That's verifying the account, that's something else. What we want to do here is send to your editor complete authentication. set up the authenticator app, that's it. So we go here, select use the free version, grab the QR code, there we are. Now it's a good idea to name these because you might have several. So in brackets I put debug tech without a dash. Yeah. Good. Now click on that, click to copy, and then paste that in there. Now it's saying download your recovery codes. This is really important because if you try to sign in to GitHub with this account on a different browser, on a different account within your, on the same laptop, I've got all these different accounts here, you see. If I used a different browser, or I used a different account, or I used the other computer, then I would have to start the whole thing again and set up the authentication. Right, these other accounts aren't coming up, but that doesn't matter. You gonna show us? No. Yeah, there they are. So you see, for various things I'm doing, I might be working on a different account. So this is the kind of problem I had. So you want to download these, and you can only use one of these, each of these once. So I go down the list and mark which ones you've used. And also, don't copy the file all over the place, because just keep one copy of it. If you're really worried, print it out and keep a real life copy of it. But if you keep a digital copy, just keep one, because then you'll keep track of which ones you've used. And every time you get in a muddle, or you use a different browser, or you're in a different account, or you're on a different computer, you'll have to use another one of these. And I suppose when they run out, you cannot get some more, but this is enough to keep you going for a while. So it says first of all download them, and that's very important. So they're now downloading. It's only a text file, so it doesn't take a moment. Let's see them in the folder. Oh, this really puzzled me. So don't copy this. Just keep one copy and keep that updated. Because if you have several copies, you won't be able to keep them all updated. So cut that out of the downloads. Let's put it on the desktop. Paste. And let's rename it, because if you do this for several GitHub accounts, you won't know which recovery codes it's relating to. So name it Dbug Tech, and remember it doesn't have the dash, this one. Okay, so we won't need to use these today, but you might do next time. I'm sure that's all as clear as mud, but I'm really talking to myself because I had nobody to explain this to me, and I got in quite a muddle with it. So you say, I have saved my recovery codes. Hooray! Done. So we now have two-factor authentication is configured. That was an important thing we had to do, and we've done it on these other, you see here on debug with the dash, debug promo, I've done it. So if I, for example, went to the settings here, show you that it's also configured here, but that's only for this browser. Right. Also got a ORCID ID, which is a nice thing to have. So go to password and authentication. And scroll down and you'll see Authenticator app is configured, and in this browser you see I've also installed the 2FA Authenticator app. Right, so I'm now going to close this whole browser, and I'm going going to do the same for the Dbug Productions. Do you want me to talk you through that all again? No. I think I've already come out of that. This is Dbug Productions, isn't it? Yeah. By the way, this here, look. This here, you see, is without the dash. So it's github.com without the dash. Yeah, this will be a good demonstration. I don't know whether it's signed in. You have to use the authenticator every time once it's set up. That doesn't mean anything, does it? Does it mean we're logged in? No, you see we're logged in with the dash. You get it? But we're visiting the profile without the dash. Okay, so let's sign out of the profile with the dash. Sign out of all accounts. Let's go back there again. Takes a bit of time. Right, so we're not signed in, so if we want to sign in, we type Dbug Pro without the dash. Yeah. And then password. And try to sign in. It'll want the authenticator code. So we go to the authenticator. Here you see, use the free version, and here you see I wasn't sure if this is the right one, so I've put a question mark. You see I put the Dbug Pro question mark because I hadn't labelled it before. So let's see if it's going to work. It might work. No, it doesn't work. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, right? I don't know. So here we have to use the recovery codes to get in, and I've probably used several before. Now let's be clear what we're doing. We're trying to log into Dbug Pro without the dash. So let's find that. Yeah. So I don't know what that is. Shall we just delete it? Let's just delete it. Yes. But don't delete that one because that's to get into Dbug Pro with the dash, which we know about. And we're in this browser, Dbug Pro, Dbug Productions. So these are the two accounts which we want to get into. So now, save this and open another so if I go to public files and we go to notes, so we've got 2FA for debug, 2FA for debug, that's mistake, that dot shouldn't be there. This is the one, and that dot shouldn't be there either. Right, little bugs. So this should be the right one, Dbug Pro GitHub. Right. Yeah, debugpromail.com, that's right. So this is before I figured it out. Should be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should like that. See, I didn't even know what these codes were when I made this file. Should be 5 with a dash and then 5 with a dash. And some of these have been used, right? sure we've used down to there already. So let's try this one. Oops, undo, didn't need to cut that, to copy it. Okay, so use recovery code, paste that in, let's see if it works. It did, but that one has now been used, so mark that as used. These ones I don't know. Just to be clear, put a question mark. I suggest you work from the top to the bottom and mark the ones that you've used until they're all used up. But I got in such a muddle I might have used the one at the end. Who knows what I did in the past. I didn't know what I was doing. But that one has now been used, so the next one I would try and use is that one. Anyway, we're in. So now we go to password and authentication, and we edit this, and hi darling. Grab the QR code.
Charlie! Charlie, baby! Go to bed, baby!
Label this one
Come on,
properly.
it's up.
Dbug Pro. Save. So we're in Dbug Pro without the dash. Click to copy, paste it in there, and save it. Okay. So on this browser, which is the browser we should use, in this account, which is the Dbug Pro account, we have the Authenticator app successfully configured. Now I think we can close that. Close this GitHub and save this post that we made earlier. You can view the post. Connecting various accounts. Connecting various accounts. Dbug Tech, July the 25th, live stream. Connecting various accounts. The embed hasn't worked. And here we've got the link to Dbug Network, by the way. So Dbug Network says the debug agents are trying to get rid of the bugs. They are trying to get the bugs out of the system, but the system is riddled with bugs.
Charlie, come and go to bed, baby. Arza!
It's almost time to go to bed, isn't it, darling?
Arza!
Now we have the
Arza! Arza! Come and go to bed, baby.
studio mode is working. So take down the microphone, just hit mute, shall I? Gosh, come on, it's very unresponsive. This can all be closed. Can we not mute the microphone? At the bottom it says here Dbug Productions 2024, and that's a link. respond. It says we've been on air for 30 minutes. We're about to finish now anyway. Just letting you see. Dbug network. Here are some email addresses we can use to connect to the Dbug network, and they're all on mail.com, which is here, you see. All of these, apart from one, are aliases. So apart from the Dbug mail.com, which is a different account, these are all aliases of the same account. When we added Dbug Tech at mail.com a couple of days ago, which is how come we set up this this new blog. Right, we're just going to delete these blocks. Don't know why. Embed. Just use that. File, open. Back to the desktop. Still the same thing again, isn't it? Look. I'm not understanding this. It didn't work like this before. Embed. projects through Dbug Network, because this is actually made on my wife's Gmail account. About will give you the Google Maps for where we are. So this is the White House Studio, this is Dbug Productions. Projects will take you to Bug Base, Bug School. Our terms of service here will take you to a forum called the Bug Hub. It says Dbug Pro is the name we gave to several accounts which we set up in order to manage projects online such as Bug Base and Bug School. Dbug Promo is the name we gave to several accounts which we set up in order to manage projects online such as Dbug Image, Dbug Sound and Dbug Text. Dbug Pro stands for Dbug Productions, and Dbug Promo stands for Dbug Promotions. Strictly speaking, we should say that the original content in these projects is created by Dbug Productions, and that the owner of Dbug Productions is the owner of the copyright to this work. Dbug Promotions undertakes to promote the work of Dbug Productions. Nevertheless, the owner of Dbug Productions still retains ownership of the copyright to all materials relating to the sales and marketing of the work. If you wish to reuse any of these materials for your own purposes, then we strongly recommend that you apply to Dbug Productions for the license to do so. Alright, well, that seems to be a good note on which to end. So I'm going to put this blank into the edit. If this will respond at all. Close this notepad, so this is actually the only software that's running at the moment. Okay, I do Control Alt Delete. Can you see that? It's only Streamlabs that is running. So it doesn't look like I can end this stream gracefully. I'm just going to have to click on the end stream and see what happens. Nothing. I'm just going to have to end the task on the task manager. So I'm going to have to crash this. Let's have a look and see who's using Chrome. I suppose this is the price you pay for using things which you don't pay for. The price you pay. I mean, it's a free thing, so you can't complain when it doesn't work very well. just seeing how this link works, and you've got to have the @ sign and the dash to get to this channel. So I am streaming, and I do have what I am seeing on the screen coming through to you in a sort of fuzzy way. Yeah, it's recording me. I was just seeing how this link works, and you've got to have the @ sign and the dash to get to this channel. Got caught up in some big loop. So I am streaming, and I do have what I am seeing on the screen coming through to you in a sort of fuzzy way. It could be that I'm just looping around and around. So if you're with me, I was just see what happens. Go back. How this link works, and you've got to have the @ sign and the dash to get to this channel. Got caught up in some control here. I'm clicking on end stream, it's not ending. I've got no control of the controls. So I am streaming, Task Manager, and I do have what I am seeing on the screen coming through to you when I'm ready. In a sort of fuzzy way. I'm going to click this button. Could be that I'm just looping around and around. That should be the end of it. So if you're with me, thank you for watching. Just seeing what went horribly wrong. How it's kind of in the spirit how this link works, and you've got to have the @ sign and the dash to get to this channel. Got caught up in some control here. I'm clicking on end stream, it's not ending. I've got no control of the controls. So I am streaming, Task Manager, and I do have what I am seeing on the screen coming through to you when I'm ready. In a sort of fuzzy way. I'm going to click this button. Could be that I'm just looping around and around. That should be the end of it. So if you're with me, thank you for watching. Just seeing what went horribly wrong. How it's kind of in the spirit how this link works, and you've got to have the @ sign and the dash.